The beach scene where all these men are playing football together. They're all shirtless hunks just playing football.
Shirtless hunks playing football.
Yes, and it's wonderful.
In a world where shirtless hunks play football, one woman eats her popcorn and watches the whole.
But I want to say...
Are those his real arms?
Welcome back, y'all. Cliff, Chandra, and Dustin here, special guest. We are talking about what makes a good movie.
We didn't say he was my brother, did we? He's my brother.
I didn't know if he was proud of that fact.
Watch out to hide it.
They both watched Top Gun, and Chandra watched Jurassic Park. We're going to talk about what makes a good movie and why these movies are good or bad, what we think about it. This is not gospel. I want to know, this is our, what is this, like a review of these movies, and then what makes a good movie?
Okay, I'm going to start with Jurassic Park.
I thought we were going to go the other way
I wanted to start
around.
with Top Gun.
No, I have to start with Jurassic Park.
You have to start with what only you know about.
Yes.
Subject matter expert over here.
And we'll just get it out of the way real fast, and then we can talk about things
So
we know
Jurassic
more
Park
about.
Dominion, right? That was the name of it. It's the final one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, I've loved all the Jurassic Parks, even the new ones with
That's
Chris
where you
Pratt
and I
and stuff.
differ.
I like all of them.
So you've loved all of them. I've
different reasons,
I've
yes.
thought that the last ones are just big money productions playing on nostalgia. And I was
Now,
like,
the original,
Yeah, they were gimmicky.
The original Jurassic Park, the second movie, I didn't like it as much.
I've seen all of them up to this point, I should say. I just haven't seen this last one.
But the original Jurassic Park, I was hoping this last one, because it had a lot of the same characters in it, was going to be more of
The
a
magic,
throwback.
kind of the magic.
It wasn't. I did not care for it. I mean, that's the quick and dirty of it. Didn't like it.
Scale of 1 to 10.
5.
A 5.
Yeah.
For a big budget film, I mean, I would, if you really didn't like it, I'm almost thinking that's generous. But for a big budget film, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5 is pretty low. Like that means you.
I
didn't
think
like
if
it.
you have a family and have a young teenage boy, it could be a fun movie. But it's so much calculated action that it gets tiresome. It's just action scare, action scare, action scare.
It's just plot and no story, like no development.
Partly. And then I missed part of the plot because I fell asleep. There was so much action. My brain was overloaded and I didn't care. It was too much.
I'm pretty. You could have led with "I fell asleep during the movie." People would just automatically be like, "Oh, you did not like it."
I have to hate it to fall asleep during it because I love movies.
You remember when we watched Queen of the Damned and we almost walked out of it, or did we walk out of it?
I don't remember.
I think that's the only movie I've walked out of,
That's funny.
and it was you and I watching it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was when we were wee tots
I remember you making fun of Queen of the Damned, but I don't remember why.
because it was awful.
But I just thought it would be better and more throwback to the first one.
Yes.
Not.
So the nostalgia didn't work at all. I mean, even they got the same people back again from the original. Did they have the kids from the original or no?
I don't think so.
They just had Jeff Goldblum and I forget the actress's name and I forget the other guy.
Yeah.
I forget their names.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, we all know who you're talking about.
We know. The guy with the accent and the blonde lady.
And part of the original Jurassic Park was the plausibility. Like, they found a way we really could have dinosaurs, and it was fun. And this last...
And you'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this last one, nothing felt plausible at all. Everything just felt ridiculous.
What was the most over-the-top thing? I know nothing about the plot. I just know that the last one, nothing interested me about the movie.
Yeah. Well, like, now the whole premise is dinosaurs live among us and how the people are surviving and stuff. And it wasn't good. I just didn't like it. But loved Top Gun.
Oh, we're not there yet.
We're there.
I have avoided Jurassic Park. I've seen all the other ones. I've avoided Dominion. Not that I don't like Chris Pratt. But the issue is I think Chris Pratt is just being used. I think Chris Pratt is just being used as the face of this new franchise because he's so likable.
Yeah.
The Hollywood's least favorite thing about Chris Pratt is that he's a Christian.
Yeah.
That's it. They love everything else about him, but they hate him because he's a Christian. He has traditional values in a lot of ways. But that's kind of like hating on somebody because they give cookies to grandmas or something. You know what I mean? Because he's a Christian.
I hate those people.
Yeah, he believes in Jesus. And I heard Joe Rogan talking about him. It's like people hate him because he believes in treating people good and has a certain list of core values that he holds to, and they hate on him for it. And he believes in Jesus. It's like the weirdest thing to hate somebody for. So since he's so likable, It's kind of like using The Rock as in so many movies has been, because he's one of the most likable guys in Hollywood. There are a few people like that. Up until he came out about the gun control stuff, what's his face? Matthew McConaughey was one of those guys. He's just one of the most likable guys in
That
Hollywood.
was the weirdest thing.
Well, it wasn't so weird to me, I don't think, because those gun laws that he's talking about are being painted with this brush of like they just make perfect common sense, and they literally will work to keep guns out of the hands of X amount of people.
Okay.
So he's and who's not for that? If you can have like conscientious gun owners allow the ability to have whatever gun they want, and then keep the guns out of bad guys' hands, sign me up.
Yeah,
But
that sounds great. It's
That's
impossible.
kind of what these laws are being packaged as, and so guys like Matthew McConaughey and these people are all about it. They're like, sure, let's do it. That's common sense, but they don't work that way. No. But it's neither here nor there. Likeable guy in Hollywood, Chris Pratt.
Only reason I would consider seeing the new Jurassic Park movies because it's Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, exactly. Because the very reason that Hollywood doesn't like him is the reason we would like him. It's a well-known Christian in a movie. Let's go see it.
Yeah.
So I think he's just being used. And then the nostalgic stuff, I thought again immediately when I saw it in the commercials, this is the final one. I'm like, here we go. Of course, and I knew it before even the first pictures. If it's the final one, they're going to bring back a bunch of the old characters from the first one to try and get as many people in the seats as possible because they're just going to play on nostalgia.
Yep.
And they didn't do a good job at it.
They didn't even do a good job.
No.
Which is one of the biggest differences between what I imagined Jurassic Park would be and then Top Gun.
And
Because
so
Top
then-
Gun
which-
played on nostalgia great.
Which
Yeah.
moves
They
us
did
to
the
Top
right
Gun.
way.
So I haven't seen either one of them, but everything I've seen about Top Gun is like, holy crap! Finally, there's movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
what a movie should be.
Yep.
I mean, same motorcycle, like, and it's not just like they make it a big deal. It's not just like, oh, he just happens to be on the same bike. Like, there's a whole thing where he like uncovers it with a tarp and same jacket. Like, it's not like they're trying to sneak in the nostalgia to make you like it. They're being upfront about it, and it's like you're expecting it, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. He's got the same bike.
Now, see, I didn't rewatch the first Top Gun, so
Oh,
it's
I
been
did.
years since I've
Literally
seen
the
it.
day before I went and watched
And
it.
I understood the jacket reference. I had no idea that was the same bike.
Oh yeah, same motorcycle.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that was a huge part of the original Top Gun movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So my thought is this: like, one of the ways that I think that movies get nostalgia wrong is when they're trying to just take a marketable product and how can we use it to push our message, whatever
Yeah.
our message is.
Top Gun didn't seem to have a political message.
No,
Any kind of like
Not at all.
ideological message, just a movie for movie's sake.
Yeah. And whereas the other one, was it Jurassic Park? Yeah, it was full of environmental messages and it was more woke and stuff. Top Gun, not at all.
no, it was just an action movie to be an action movie.
It was
enjoyable.
and romance
Yeah.
without being
Yeah.
dirty and sexiness without being filthy. Like it was good.
So Joel and I have thoughts on this where we feel like brings us to what makes good entertainment, what makes a good movie, because you got two nostalgic movies. One that should be a smash in Jurassic Park. By the subject matter alone, I mean it's dinosaurs, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
It's like handing somebody the golden goose. They said that with Star Wars. Like, you hand somebody the
Yeah.
golden goose, how could you tank it? How could you destroy it? And then Disney does a masterclass on how to destroy it. Like,
Or make it better, in my opinion.
make it better.
Oh,
What? Whoa!
I never liked the original
my
Star Wars,
gosh.
but I like the new ones.
Let me tell you how this is all I need to say about the Star Wars. The Last Jedi was the first movie that my kids got to watch in theater, first Star Wars movie. Halfway through, Liam goes, "Daddy, is it over yet? Can I get out of here?" Past about 2 months ago, we decided to watch the original Star Wars movies. We watched them 3 days straight, back to back to back. And my kids were like, "This is amazing, Dad. We got to watch the next one."
So children.
But it was because the focus was on storytelling.
yes.
There was the focus was not on a message. The focus was on storytelling
Yeah.
and character building.
I get that part. Yeah.
Yeah, the new movies, it was just like, again, I felt like it was a masterclass on how to not tell a movie, because you have a product that like Jurassic Park, you have a product that's killer, that's ready to go, that should be awesome. And that feels like nostalgia was used to push a certain message, like you were saying, like whatever, like global warming or climate change and all that, versus a product that is a classic movie, probably doesn't have a crazy following now. And Top Gun, it really doesn't, And nobody asked for a Top Gun sequel.
Yeah, no.
At all. And they do it, and people are like, holy smokes, this is a legit movie. Finally, there's something to watch coming out of Hollywood or whatever.
And, I mean, this might sound stupid, but the fact that there was very strong men on screen was nice.
Oh, I thoroughly
Like,
enjoyed
no pansy men, They were all strong, like, military back, muscled, capable, like, strong men. You don't see that all the time
That
anymore.
is not allowed in the messaging.
I know, but it was nice.
So you're telling me it was a very, very toxic movie. And everybody, trigger warnings, there are some muscly, strong, alpha male guys in this movie. You have to be careful. It could trigger you.
There's
That's kind
female
of...
pilot now, too.
There's a female pilot.
But they even did that, like, they didn't make it into a big deal. It was like she was there based off of the merit of her skills, not because she was a woman, and they never once pushed that she was just a female pilot.
Yeah.
And it was...
Awesome.
Yeah, the way it would be in the real world.
Yeah.
If it was a meritocracy and how
Yes.
good you were mattered.
And Tom Cruise had a romantic lead with him, and I can't remember her name, but she's from the 80s, and she's gorgeous and age appropriate. It was wonderful.
It's awesome.
I know.
But,
All this it makes me want to watch the movie.
oh, it's so good. I want to go see it again. It's great.
Yeah.
You want to go see it again?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Well, and
It was fun. It was old-fashioned fun, too.
I thought that about, and this gives me a lot of crap, but I thought that about the first Venom, that movie with Tom Hardy. I was like,
love it.
I
was
was
a great
movie.
movie.
Like, this
I thoroughly
obviously
enjoyed
it's
it.
not going to win any awards, but this was a good movie. I sat down, had my popcorn, I enjoyed the crap out of it. I laughed. The action scenes were good. It's a character that I thought was done well and treated well, finally, to the source material, and I enjoyed it. I walked out of it going, all right, that's good.
Did you feel that way about the second one, though?
The second one,
Yeah.
Venom 2, it wasn't as good as the original.
Yeah, I almost
I thought it was
forgot about
okay. Couldn't care less if I saw it again.
It was forgettable by comparison.
They could have taken 1 and 2 and just put them together, made one long movie. Like, there was
Or
no
make
more.
2 better.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Make 2
Yeah.
better, and there you go.
But it wasn't, on its own, I don't think it was a good movie.
It was. I agree. I don't think it was that good at all. It was forgettable in comparison to the first.
But getting back to Top Gun versus Jurassic Park and what makes a good movie, I think Jurassic Park, as far as the nostalgia goes, changed too many of the fundamentals of the movie. Whereas Top Gun and a lot of other movies that are remakes or sequels, there are differences, so it's not the exact same movie, but the core fundamentals are still the same, which gives you that good nostalgia feeling. I think that has a big role
What
to
are
do
you
with it.
talking about?
So
You mean like values?
no, like the aspects in the movie, like Jurassic Park, in the originals, they're on the island, they go back to the island, and then the new one, I think the one that was just released, aren't they in a city or something?
They're in America.
Yeah.
All over America.
Yeah, that is huge difference.
Yeah.
Top Gun, same exact spot.
Yeah.
You still have the beach scene, but instead of it being volleyball, it's
Football.
where they're playing offense and defense at the same time. There's 2 quarterbacks. Even at the end when he gets back into the F-14. Like, there are still small
Yeah.
differences, but then it gives that huge throwback to like, oh, this is why this is a big deal. Like, it's big moments that you can relate to that you remember from the first movie. And I think that's what Jurassic Park did poorly.
Well, and I think they tried to do that with like the second Jurassic Park, like those kind of things. You had those nostalgic moments. Again, though, both of these movies, both of these franchises now, because I guess Top Gun's a franchise, both of these franchises are movies that nobody asked for sequels of. Nobody wanted there was a little bit of a call for a Jurassic Park 2 because how it ends with the pterodactyls flying in the air, right? Or petrodons or whatever.
Well, they
they're
set that up, but yeah.
Right. There's a little bit of a call for a Jurassic Park 2. But for so many of these, there's no call for... Nobody was calling for more Jurassic Park movies, which is why I think they had to tackle a leading man and get a leading man that people could get behind, like Chris Pratt, because that's the draw. But from what you're saying and what you're saying about Top Gun versus Jurassic Park, it's like, I want your messaging out of my entertainment.
Oh, 100%.
Always. I just want it out.
I'm not there to be educated. I'm there to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. And we've said that, Joel and I have said that about even, and this is going to get some flack, but like the Christian movies, one of the reasons why they come off so poorly, I feel like a lot of times, is because it feels like a sermon on film. And it's like, we're not here for the messaging. We go to Sunday and I listen to sermons on my phone, and I go to Sunday services and all this when I want that. Now I'm wanting a great story told to me.
Yeah. And when we're talking about what's it called?
Nostalgia?
No. Where they're packing in woke messaging.
The shimmy.
Like, Chris Pratt wasn't the only hero. Also, what's her?
Bryce Howard.
Bryce Howard.
Sure.
Like,
Which is a great actress,
like
in my
she
opinion. I
had
like
to
her.
be a hero on equal level with Chris Pratt. You know, he didn't just get to be the hero. And I'm fine with female heroes. I
Sure.
love Tomb Raider and stuff. Like, I love a good, strong female. But when you're like shoving it down someone's throat to be like, oh, look, women are just as strong as men and stuff. Top Gun was just like, we had our hero. We had Tom Cruise, who was willing to risk his life for everybody. And it was just a focused one hero thing. I think it was better.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of my qualms with Disney, is that so many of the movies, there's nobody for my boys to look up to. There's nobody for them to look up to. And people say, what do you mean? You can't have your boys looking up to females heroes? And I'm like, I don't want them pretending that they're them, because they're girls. I don't want my boys running around pretending they're Elsa and Anna. And I sure as heck don't want them pretending to be Kristoff, because by the second movie, Kristoff is a freaking handbag. He's a sissy.
I have not seen none of these.
He's 100%. His entire character arc, Kristoff, who was an orphan who got it done on his own and made his own ice, like went out there and sold his own ice, would harvest his own ice, and was a loner, and obviously capable at that point off of the first movie. His whole character arc was, I want to propose to Anna, but I'm afraid and don't know how to do it. That's it. He was a freaking handbag in the whole movie. And I don't want my boys...
You mean handbag as a prop?
Yes.
Okay.
It was just a handbag.
I
as a
thought it
prop.
was an insult, like...
Oh, it's an insult as far as
Yeah,
I'm
just-
concerned. He's a beta male handbag. I am nothing without my wife. I am nothing without Anna. And it's like, bro, have you forgot who you were? Like, you've been your whole life without her. Like, what's the matter with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want my boys looking up to that. I don't want my boys looking up to, honestly, I don't want them looking up to what the Aladdin in the new Aladdin movie. Because the hero in the new Aladdin movie was freaking Jasmine. Might as well have been her movie, in my opinion.
I feel that way about Catwoman in the new Batman.
Catwoman and the new Batman.
It should have just been a Catwoman movie.
Oh, 100% agree.
And I'm sitting here like, so one of my qualms
Which
with,
I would have preferred.
one of my qualms with Disney is that there's no heroes and icons for my boys to pretend they are. Moana, at least there was Maui, but Maui was kind of the anti-hero. You know what I'm
You
saying?
keep talking about cartoons. We neither one have children.
That
I
ain't
know.
my fault.
It's just I don't know any of your references.
Well, I'm talking about my kids and people for them to look up to.
I know. I'm just saying these Disney movies I have not seen. I've seen Aladdin.
That's it. I'm taking my kids to see Top Gun.
You should.
Are they allowed? Is it PG-13?
I think so.
I don't know.
Or is it rated R?
I don't
Or
think
rated
so.
NC-17?
If it was, I would just think it would be for action. But can they do that? It's not
I mean,
like
simulated
violence.
they could, but
There wasn't simulated violence.
Are Hyundais featured in the movie? If so, it might be rated NC-17.
That's not funny.
no, it is.
That's gonna be an ongoing.
We're gonna have to clip it out because no one's gonna know what you're talking about.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
Here's what I want to talk about: Top Gun.
Okay.
You may have been exposed to it. That sounded so funny. You may know what I'm referencing because it's been talked about so much.
Yes.
At the beach scene where all these men are playing football together. They're all shirtless hunks just playing football.
Shirtless hunks playing football.
Yes, and it's wonderful.
In a world where shirtless hunks play football,
One woman.
man, one fighter pilot.
And what's his name? Miles Teller, who's the other star other than Tom Cruise. Tom Gunn.
Tom Gunn.
Tommy
In a
Gunn.
world where Tom Gunn plays football with other sweaty hunks.
Well, Miles Teller really looked good in this movie.
One woman eats her popcorn and watches the whole.
But I want to
Are
say
those his real arms?
it was so good in a non-lecherous way. Like you're just appreciating all the muscles on the beach, but it's not in a dirty way, you know.
In a world where beaches are muscly,
And it wasn't.
one woman appreciates them without lustful thoughts.
But I feel like so many movies would have just made the beach scene like about bikinis, but they made it about strength and manliness, and it was like,
teamwork.
oh, that's nice.
And even the female fighter pilot, she wasn't in a bikini, was she?
I have no idea.
I don't
Sounds-
remember.
I just saw all the
It
muscles.
sounds a little.
No, it was good.
It was a great
Did you
movie.
think it was fairly accurate? And I'm not saying that. You weren't, not that the Air Force and the Marines are all the same thing, but did you think it
Like
was
the
pretty
pull and
accurate?
G's thing can people do 10 G's, or was that just for the movie?
Select few can, yeah. Definitely not common. I told Chandra that when we were originally talking about this, I was like, I would love to see just how many G's I could pull. Like I was
Why?
it's like a competition thing.
Do you want me to drive real fast on the way?
Yes,
Can you
always,
get any
but
G's
you don't.
in a car?
Yeah, you pull G's in a car. It's mostly when you turn and
Alright.
when you initially
Do we
accelerate.
do
But
one
Chandra,
G?
get out in the yard, grab his legs, and just start spinning them around.
one, I don't think she could pick me up.
How do you measure G's? When you just spin you in your chair?
The measurement of G's is a gravitational pull, so 2 G's is 2 times the Earth's gravity.
Yeah, we know that's not real.
Yeah. We know you're just spouting out a bunch of BS.
That's what
Oh,
Chandra
no,
thinks
I
I
was talking
do.
about flat Earth. I don't believe in gravity.
Huh? Oh no! Dustin's giving us the correct science. I'm just saying gravity is horse crap. Dustin's one of those who believes in that invisible force called gravity.
We're gonna have to cut all that out.
No, this is the best part of the whole podcast.
Anyway,
But yes, I would love to see like actual measurement of how many G's I could.
And Chandra would
stand.
love to see you drive off the edge of the planet.
that's not funny because it makes him want to explain to you.
Tell us about the force field, Chandra.
Tell us that it's a dome.
No force field.
Tell us about Admiral Byrd.
Anyways. Now I want to talk about G's. You know the scrambler
Yes.
at the.
Oh yes.
Or the Gravitron.
Oh, the Gravitron's
How
a better
many
example.
G's is that? I would like to know in comparison to what they're experiencing on fighter jets.
I can't imagine it'd be much more than 2.
Let me Google
2 or 3 would be my guess.
How many G's are in Google?
2.
3. Goggle? Google!
I was thinking of 2 right next.
Welcome to Google. Your most trusted search engine. We're still looking for the third G.
Roller coaster rides pull various levels of G's, but they rarely get much beyond a 4. Sanjay Gupta said, but he's full of crap. He's on CNN all the time.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Not Gospel. Let us know what you think about this stuff. What makes a good movie to you? Should Hollywood and entertainment providers keep their messaging out of your movies? Do you enjoy it? Are you one of these people that thinks every visit to the theater needs to be demonstration and activism? If so, write it in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. Keep supporting independent quality content. And as always, keep being awesome because that's how God made you.